welcome everybody to Liverpool Chronicles. This is an endeavor that I've been trying to stick to, but I'm not disciplined. I gotta be real, right? This does not look ridiculous. I don't care what you say. All right, that's. Because I want to cheek. I wanted to get it weird. Anyway, um, we are in the home stretch. I'm in LA and this is hot. This thing is already this sweater is already hot. But anyway, you will never walk alone. Anyway, showing you my swag. So yeah, home stretch. Atalanta. Is it tomorrow? Um, I'm still recovering from that Man United game. I'm sure a lot of you are hungover from that, and they anyway, it is what it is. So Atalanta tomorrow at 12. Be there, be square. I am about to listen to Jurgen Klopp's press conference, and I mean, needless to say, the Liverpool Football Club world um, is in mourning, and since he's announced his leaving, it's just like, I mean, I like some of the videos that I see on TikTok and stuff, and I'm sure that some people are that close to losing their minds, but it it is what it is. It's the end of a good thing, and we're gonna be we're gonna remember him fondly, and his character and his personality and charisma and everything. And I've never seen a coach like him before. I mean, that brief period when Maradona coached the national team is like so animated, but God bless him, he had a lot more issues. But I mean, Klopp is just pure football. It's just you can see it. He loves the game. Well, I'm preaching to the choir, but anyway. So if I play this, will I be flagged? Well, let's try.
With the simultaneous translation. Alan.
Simultaneous translation.
You had some big players back training yesterday, the likes of Jota, Alexander Arnold.
Let's go!
Chetic, important players. How close are they to being involved tomorrow evening?
We will have to see that. So obviously we didn't rush it with the boys. We can, but we didn't. We didn't. That means they did a lot of training by themselves, like especially Diogo and Trent worked as a group since 2-3 weeks and could do really.
Jota, man. Jota is my man. Well, Mohamed Salah and first and Van Dijk. I mean all of them, but Mohamed Salah since I'm Muslim, and Mane also when he played for us. But anyway, Jota is just he's so dangerous that every time he comes on, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. He had that run until his injury, but every time Jota comes on, I'm confident that he's gonna score. He's just one of those poachers, and I can't say the same thing about Hakpo. He's a young kid. A lot of people rag on him, and he's a young kid, and I understand that, and he's got a lot of potential. That goal against what you call it, Hove Albion, Brighton. That game against Brighton, that goal was sick. So he should never shave. He should come on with the stumble, because I mean he was on. I've never seen him like that. Something about those Dutch players, except Van Dijk, because Van Dijk is, he's a Cadillac, but Hakpo and Gravenberg, there's a little they're slower. Um, I mean, this is just my opinion. From what I've seen, the way they move is not. They don't have the speed, and they don't have. Um, it's just like the way they move is. Yeah, it's easy for me to say because I'm sitting watching the TV, and you know, I don't eat Cheetos or chips or none of that crap. Um, Gotta keep it tight, son. Um, but I know what it takes. I'm in the fitness industry. I know what it takes. Um, I wasn't never at that level, but I've been at the you know trained with fighters, and that's intense. And I didn't do it for anyway. Explaining. Uh, they're slow. That's my opinion. It is what it is. We can't all be. They can't all be like Mohamed Salah, and but again, I think it's their age. They're still figuring out the game. They're brand new to Liverpool. I think, what is it, 2 years now? Um, but I think the learning curve for them is a little bit. It's going to be a little steeper than, let's say, Diogo Jota or Hurricane Nunez. I am coining that. Coining? Yeah, coining that. Um, Hurricane Nunez. I love him so much. I when he's on, it's so exciting. He's just King Chaos. Um, I'm sure all of you are happy with him. Just like, you know what he reminds me? He reminds me of Shaq. One of these, he's gonna bust out one of those posts. He's gonna just put a dent on one of those posts. So anyway, Atalanta, vamos.
Proper training. So looked very good yesterday, to be honest. Stefan is
Nice.
even different.
Oh, Maka, man, Maka. When he first started, he was just like a deer in headlights. Maka is, yeah. I use their nicknames because in my head I believe that I'm part of. In my delusional head, I feel like I'm part of the boys. So my boy Maka. I know mental health is real. Um, woof, what a buy! What a player! Incredible, incredible. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm eating every word I said about him. Because a couple of games at the beginning, he was just like, and then Endo, my God. And you put Thiago, when Thiago comes back, the three of them, forget about it. Forget about it.
bit because he was out for much longer, but is now training with us for longer as well.
If we just, sorry, but if we just, I don't know if it's worth having VAR against Liverpool because, how many points did it cost us now so far? It's insane. It really is insane. So you telling me I can play and stomp somebody in their chest and not get a penalty, and then grab the ball? Well, not grab the ball, but hit the ball with my hand in the penalty box, and not get a, and not have a penalty given. And I don't even want to talk about the Tottenham game, the first one when Diaz's goal was disallowed. So, how many points is that? It doesn't excuse the fact that we lost to Dundee United. I just learned that expression. So Dundee means stupid, and a group of stupid people is Dundee United. So, yeah, Dundee United. I'm so salty about those 2 games. So salty.
So, but I think after the long spell he had without playing football, it makes sense that we might give him a game at the U21s, and then let's see how he deals with that. That's not a plan with the other 3 guys. Alison's on the way back as well, so we have to see that.
Nice.
It's really, they are now
Let's go,
back in
Ali.
training, and now we have to see how we involve them, how we use them. But that we need them is clear, but we need them in the best possible shape, and we want to give them a kind of rhythm. So it's always a challenge to reintegrate the guys, but with the quality they have, obviously it should be a bit easier, and we will use them in the next days and weeks. What it means for tomorrow, to make a decision.
This club is all about winning trophies, as you know, but it's the one trophy that you personally haven't won. Does that make it mean a little bit more to you and the players? We just spoke to Harvey Elliott. He said it would be a delightful way for it to end for you with picking up a trophy that you haven't won yet.
It's a bit of an open bill, if you want.
Yeah, I'd rather have a Champions League trophy than a Europa League trophy.
That's there, but it's not personal for me personally. I mean, it was for us 8 years ago, or whenever it was exactly, when we were in Basel and played a good first half and not so good second half and lost against the serial winners of the competition. So it was not a great night, but somehow the start for a lot of other things. So that's cool as well. But yeah, last year it was like that. For the majority of the season, it didn't look like that we will be involved in international football at all. From the moment on when we saw the chance to get into the European League, we were really desperate to do so. And you only do that then when you are Liverpool, because you want to win the competition. But for that you have to do all the necessary steps. Obviously now only great teams left in the competition. It's really outstanding. So and we know what Atalanta is all about. Gasparini is doing an incredible job there for years.
Yeah, they had a great run last
season,
season,
to play
last
against
year.
Italian teams, always was. Yes, tactically
2 years
super
ago, I think.
disciplined and super dangerous in a lot of areas. So we have to be at our best to get into the next round with over these 2 legs. Thinking about the final or something like that, we really have to be at our best.
Supporters fan groups have come together, Jurgen, in protest of ticket price increases for next season. There's going to be no flags on the Kop tomorrow night in protest. Is that a concern that the great atmosphere that you've been used to at Anfield might not be the same tomorrow evening?
But the flags are
Well, he's out anyway, so
as long as the people are there, it's all good. But I understand the concerns and the discussion, definitely.
it's insane. I mean, it is insane. I was looking at, not that it would happen for me because I'm here in the U.S. and and I'm not willing to shell out that just a ticket to England is thousands of dollars, and then you have to get a hotel, and then you have to get a ticket, and I'm looking at tickets and like £200-300 a ticket, and I want to take my son with me, and I mean, who can afford this stuff? And I'm looking at the MLS, and it changed dramatically since King Leo joined the league, and they just like LAFC's tickets are like $200 now, some ridiculous amount. I mean, you still have like the nosebleeds, but yeah, I mean, you want to get great players, and you want to pay them for their talent and all that stuff, but like everything else, like what is the end? What is the end? I don't know.
It's a tricky one from my point of view. Obviously,
make more money, I guess.
I
Quit bitching.
didn't know about it, that it happened. Tony told me pretty much before the before the press conference. So it's now the opinion is clear.
That's what all the guru
We want to have
money people on
the
YouTube and
stadium.
TikTok
We want to make it available for everybody and stuff like this.
preaching, right?
We are a self-sustaining club. We have to, and as long as I'm here, I can tell everybody each
Chota.
pound we earned went directly back into football. That was always the case. So it's not wasted for something. It's what the club is doing for the community, all these kind of things. There's a lot of good things what you could say what the club is doing, but I understand 100% where the supporters are coming from, and I'm pretty sure they will find a solution in these situations. It starts with maybe a protest, and then we follow discussions,
Let's go,
and that's good. But what we should
anarchist.
make sure that we don't that there's nothing but gets between us and the supporters. It just should not happen. Discuss it. Yes, you're not happy with it. Talk 100% should happen, but in between the two big whistles.
Bro, I hate to say it, bro. I don't know where that came from. It's the American business model. So I mean, it'd be interesting. I'm gonna look it up, but it'd be interesting to see when, Americans didn't own football teams in Europe, because what the Glazers did, and I mean FSG, right, the one that owns Liverpool, um, uh, they tend, I don't know, from what he's saying, I don't know anything about them. They seem to have done a really good job, but yeah, it's that American model that's gonna screw the European football, and you can see it with the Super League and all these ideas that just like, how can we squeeze more money out of this, and then they're gonna ruin the football. Like, it's great, the competition, but those teams that can afford, those English teams owned by English people, businessmen or whatever, that don't have billions of dollars, they're gonna start dropping, and it's just gonna be, so you can see, since Klopp joined, you can see was him and Pep, and now him, Pep, and Arteta, and there's a huge drop after that. Yeah, there's a lot of talented coaches, De Zerbi and the dude from Dundee United. I mean, he's also decent, and Pochettino. All these are world class managers, and but it's the gap between the haves and have-nots, just like in real life. It's just not gonna make. I don't know. I know I'm rambling, but what I've been seeing lately is the exciting games are, the Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. Those are the best. The top of the top, the cream of the crop. You have amazing games. Against Brighton, against Chelsea, against and once in a while some of the bottom teams give you a run for your money. The recent one with Sheffield, and Luton and Nottingham Forest. I mean, they're getting the talent, but it's not at that level. And if the big teams scoop up all the talent, then it's just like bullying. I don't know if that's the type of football we want. I love that we have Salah and Van Dijk and Jota and Nunez and Lucho and Robbo and Trent Alexander and Alisson Becker and Joe Gomez, and I mean, I love that we have all these talented players. As long as it doesn't feel like taking candy from a kid, because then it's not fun. So I don't expect everybody to be on the same level, but at least have the ability to get some high quality talent. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's because just you go into a game and you see you watch a game and you see 4-0, 5-0, and the other team is just not nowhere near the level, um, no matter the coach. So anyway, that's my thought. My
We
wife
just
tells
have
me
to
that
be
I tend to
Liverpool,
ramble, so
and that's what
just
I'm
fast
asking
forward.
for. And yeah, how I said, when the flags out, it would be worse if tomorrow, but only the flags would be in the stand and nobody else. So that I prefer. That was, by the way, the case. I think. Yeah, we had that, so we don't want to have that again. So this way is okay, but yeah, they will find a solution, I'm sure.
Hi Jurgen, just as you're starting to get back these more, the senior players, so to speak, the more experienced players coming back from injury, given how well the younger players in your squad have done on the big stage this season,
Looking to see if I'm
how much
focused.
decision will go into you replacing them, so to speak, with the more senior players? Is that going to be something that's more difficult than you
Labron.
imagined?
What a lucky guy, huh?
No, it's probably different, but it's not more difficult.
Made a
Different
boatload of
in a way
money
that,
with his investment.
I don't know, when you talk about the likes of Jota, Ali, Trent, and I would usually think first day they can step on the training ground, we have to bring them again and play them again. We probably had these situations in last year, so and it is never really healthy.
Yeah.
Doesn't help a lot. They need time to get up to speed again and stuff like this. So they are most happy that we are still in the situation we're in. I mean, I don't know exactly how long they were out now, but I think Ali is so far for 7-8 weeks. It's not back in full training yet, but 7-8 weeks. I think shots was 10 weeks or something like that. It was
Man,
really
I feel
long.
bad for
And
Adrian.
Trent was the longest since I know him, I think.
He hasn't
they
played
all
in
need
what,
to
2 years, 3
go
years?
get back step by step. But we will have, so if they are now ready to go minutes and more, it's a perfect timing because we play Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. So we will need the boys, and it's not about.
Jurgen Klopp is in the run-in for the March Premier League Manager of the Month award. Yeah, you should just give it to him every month until he leaves.
Can then play all the games because the young boys, whoever stepped in and played the role and stuff like this, they shouldn't and couldn't play all the games. So we need really all the players, and we need always quality on the pitch because we have to win pretty much all the games. And that's good news. And I cannot see anything negative in it. It's just they need time, and hopefully we can give them that time.
You say there, it's difficult for players to turn around when you're playing Thursday, then Sunday, then possibly again in the week, and then
McAllister has been shortlisted for the March Premier League Player of the Month award. If you're not gonna give it to Foden, just give it to him. I mean, Foden's been exceptional, but I don't know. I don't know. The goals that what Mark has been doing lately is just. I've never seen anything like that since Zidane. Well, maybe that's a little stretch. Zidane was perfection, but anyway, he's just as close because his goals, those worldlies that he scored, forget about it.
then Saturday again. It's so close for training, but for you planning games, such as looking at
Planning
Atlanta,
games.
there's not much time for you to plan, is there? How do you go about that at the moment?
How do you go about that in the moment?
But that's what we had pretty much.
I love that accent.
Last year not. We were out of Europe pretty quickly, but then usually we had that. We always went far. Most of the time went far, so that's a normal procedure for us. So yeah, there's not a lot about training. It's a lot about meetings, video analysis, and stuff like that. So preparing it's always the one session there's one session we have to prepare for the next opponent. It's not a long time and it's Sunday, Thursday, by the way, is quite comfortable. The Thursday, Sunday is then a bit more tricky. But we are used to that. This rhythm is a normal rhythm for us. How we said, as long as the rhythm is normal, it's all fine. In the moment when you interrupt this kind of rhythm, it becomes immediately super challenging when you take a few hours out where you all think it doesn't matter. it matters a lot. Each expert will tell you, but as long as it's normal
He always throws in little jabs. He's like, you guys don't think it matters.
rhythm, it's fine. We are used to that, and we try to make the best of it. But it's not long training sessions. We don't train a lot nowadays. We just prepare. We have -1 sessions, +1, -2, -1, go again. That's pretty much it.
Jurgen,
Good afternoon. Anyway, I don't know how many people are going to see this. I am not going to take advertising on it or whatever. But if you see this video and you are a professional coach or football, obviously, European football, world football. If you are a coach and you're interested in having a conversation, I have a lot of questions because, I as a personal trainer and being in the fitness industry, you study periodization and, when to the peak and all that stuff. And so I would love to, have a conversation in regards to, what he was talking about. Like, they don't train now. So what do they do? So obviously, is after a match you do recovery, and then so what do you do after that? Is it strategy? You sit down and just talk about strategy and show them videos and all that stuff, and then to each his own. They go to the gym. What kind of programs do they do in the gym? Because I heard Salah says after the rehab and everything, and after the sessions, he trains at the gym for an hour and a half, and then he goes home and does even more. So, like, what is the significance of training? Is it team cohesion, or is it work out some kinks, or which I'm sure I'm answering my question, but I just would love to talk to a professional. So if you're interested, drop a comment, and it could be tomorrow, it could be 20 years from now, or you'll reach out to me when I'm dead.
Lasse, and I'm from the Netherlands. It's a bit of a Dutch gathering tomorrow. 4 players, Dutch players at Atlanta.
Dutch gathering.
Of course, at your side. You seem to like Dutchies. Could you elaborate shortly on their development
Dutchies,
this season
how
of
rude.
Van Dijk, and especially of Gakpo and Gravenberch?
I'm offended.
You're not the one that interviewed John Henderson, are you?
Nope.
That's good.
That was my colleague.
That was your colleague.
Yeah.
He's a friend of you.
No, yeah.
That's
kind of. Sometimes I see him, yeah.
What a horrible interview that was.
You didn't like it?
Do you know anybody who liked it?
No, I spoke to him, and he said, I regretted a bit the interview. I was a bit too hard, he said to me. And he said it also on television.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I take that as
That's fascinating.
So,
God, I mean, it's just like, if I don't know. I like this guy a lot. He it's just his style. You have like Antonio Conte, and you have Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up soon because I need to go pray. But what was I saying? Like Gattuso, like when it became a meme, it was like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's or like Antonio. But this guy is so smart, and he's like, sometimes he's petty, but like 90% of the time he's just, he loves his players, and he's just gonna stick by them, and no matter what, because it is. I mean, what they're doing is sort of superhuman. He's playing all those games and winning all these games, and for somebody to just some dork with a pen to sit and judge them and ask them they get paid, but you don't see what they go through. It's frustrating. I'm guilty of it. Just like I said, I mad respect to especially since I know what it takes to get fit, to stay fit, to be disciplined about fitness and food and all that stuff. I know how hard it is, and these guys are at the top of the top. So it's not easy, and for some, you know, dad bod a chump like me to sit and criticize a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old because he's not fast on the pitch is not, it's my opinion. I'm entitled to it, but it's not also fair because so I love how he just like he does not stand for any crap and lets them have it because everybody's got an opinion, and it's one thing if you have your opinion, you're like shouting at the TV, that's fine. But if you go on, and you're a journalist or you go on social media and start throwing up, okay.
Development of voice, yeah, all good. So three great players, obviously slightly different roles. Works our captain, plays a sensational season. Is in a good moment. Hopefully, it stays like this until the end.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Cody, I said it before, is for us a super important player. Played
Hello.
now, came on against Sheffield, played
That sounds
incredible.
like nothing like
against Man United, really good. I caused a little bit of problem in a phase where we didn't have midfielders, so I put him in midfield. That didn't work out well. I thought it was all right, but he couldn't gain the confidence
Nah.
each player needs.
Nah, yeah.
Since he's back up front, playing
Oh, wow.
can play in between the lines, can be himself. It's all getting in the right direction again. And Ryan played for us super important games. He got injured in bad moments where it's just they could get some rhythm, and then he had a little injury here and there again. Incredible talent, crazy first touch, movements, acceleration, all fantastic. But we have a really good midfield together. So, and he will get minutes more and more, 100%, and will go his way 100%. He's an incredible, talented player, and I really think he's in the right place, in the right club.
One more question about the interview, because I could notice the irritation. You think that the Dutch people are a bit too direct? I assume.
Do you want me as a German to speak about Dutch people in general?
No.
That's good. So my first team coach, Pep Linders, one of the best coaches I've met in my entire life, is Dutch.
Yeah.
My goalkeeper coach, John Achterberg, at Optobits, is Dutch. So I have no problem with Dutch people. Never had, and will never have. I thought the interview was not good. Yeah. That's all.
Come over here.
Zip it.
Oh, yes.
No, she is.
Nobody asked. Okay, let's go.
Salve, Marina
Salve.
Belotti del Corriere della Sera. Lei dopo quasi 9 anni.
One thing I realized, he loves non-English speaking journalists. So like there's that meme where he's like, he thought the lady's voice translated was erotic. It was like, I think it was French. And then, but you see, cause, I mean, of course, because he doesn't deal with the especially the Brits, but it's fascinating to me when he's like, how his mood shifts. It's very cool to see.
Liverpool, Gasperini has been at Atalanta for 8 years. How do you
Or maybe
see
just
his
women.
path in these years? What can a long-term coach leave? And if it can be a dream, your dream to train in Serie A. Thank you.
Serie A. Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty rare that
Juve.
Gasperini,
Do it. Juve.
Atlanta, and that I'm here that long is not that common as well. I know that. I think you have to leave the club in a better status than it was when you arrived. You have to try that. You do that, or we try to do that by creating a culture, by creating an understanding, and by creating a mentality inside the club. And that's what we try to do. And that's why I think it is independent of the manager or the head coach. It's just how you deal with stuff, how you deal with specific parts of the club, and that's what we did. And the rest are just results. Maybe trophies, maybe no trophies, but results. And yeah, what you leave is actually, or I hope at least, what you leave is kind of is a culture, and I'm pretty sure that's what he did as well. Oh, is doing still. Sorry, I didn't hear anything, but still time for him, half a year or so, to say goodbye. No, I hope he's not doing that. It's all fine. I think it's a great club. It was we only were in Bergamo, unfortunately, when COVID was really was pretty bad, and we were allowed to play football again, but we could see all how difficult the situation was then there as well. So I'm really happy that we face now Atlanta and go to Atlanta to Bergamo as well, in a much better place with a full stadium and stuff like this, because we didn't experience that yet. Yeah. Obviously, the only Italian thing I know is Italian food, so I cannot speak at all. I understood salve, by the way, and that's it then. No, in this moment I don't plan a further career as a manager. So, but ask me maybe in a year again. But in this moment I don't plan anything like that.
Over. Last. Good morning, Giorgio Dusi from Bergamo News. Few years ago, Pep Guardiola said that playing against Atalanta, you know where I'm going, was like going to the dentist. What do you think of that? And you played against Atalanta 3.5 years ago. How do you think the team has changed during those 3.5 years? Gasperini is still there, but many players are different than the last time you played against them. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Italians.
Playing against us can be like
Love my Italian
people. To be honest, that's actually the idea. However, yes, you're right. A couple of key positions obviously changed, but the manager's there, and it means the way they play is quite consistent. The way they defend is quite consistent, but the skill sets of the different players make it different. But we expect a super organized opponent. That's what we expect. Experienced opponent as well means 2 legs. First away is a clear advantage, would everybody say. So,
I hope you saw the Man City Real Madrid game yesterday. I think Arsenal and who were they playing? Anyway, the games yesterday were amazing, and I don't have time to watch. Not that you care, but I don't have time to watch the Champions League, especially since Liverpool is not in it. So tomorrow, we face Atalanta. So get your fan gear. Yeah, what's the deal with? See, that's the other thing. What's the deal with the jerseys? Like it's 130, 140 now, or something like that. That's anyway. I'm a dad with 2 kids. Stop it. Stop the silliness. I love the efficiency and the of American businesses, but you know what you get, you end up anyway. So thank you for watching. If you do, if you like, subscribe. If you don't, subscribe anyway. If you have any suggestions, I'm a long time football fan. I'm old. I might not look it, but I'm old, or I do look it. So either way, yeah. So I have a bit of history, and so yeah. If you have any questions, any topics you want to discuss, if you want to jump on a Zoom call to discuss, yeah, I'm a fan of football. I love football. My teams are Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Juve. This is my wife calling me. I am in the middle of recording a video, so now you're gonna be on the video. Say hi to the people.
Hi to the people. Hey, so Lisa's here.
All right, peace.